a devoted husband, a respected firefighter, a perfect family man, or so everyone thought. But behind this image was a dark secret, a deadly plan that unraveled with one tiny mistake. Subscribe to Crime Whispers. A devoted husband, a respected firefighter, a perfect family man, or so everyone thought. But behind this image was a dark secret, a deadly plan that unraveled with one tiny mistake.
911 emergency.
I think I need to report a break-in and a murder. My wife is on the floor, bloody, stiff, not moving.
This is George Tia's voice, the voice of a man whose life seemed picture perfect until that morning, when everything changed. His wife Shauna was found brutally murdered in her own home. But was it really a burglary gone wrong, or something far more sinister? It was a quiet September morning when George arrived at Shauna's house with their 8-year-old daughter. The garage door was open, a detail that immediately caught his attention. As he stepped inside, the chilling sight of Shauna's lifeless body sent shockwaves through him, more so he claimed.
When's the last time you saw her? Alright, did you go good? Take a deep breath.
I'm a fireman. I was at work yesterday, so I saw her about 36 hours ago, I guess.
But something was off. Investigators noticed that his voice lacked true panic. But behind the smiles, tension was brewing. Friends noticed how George had become possessive, controlling especially when it came to Shauna's job. He accused her of dressing too provocatively for work, of flirting with customers. The financial strain of the 2008 recession only made things worse. While Shauna's career remained stable, George lost money in bad investments. The power dynamic shifted, and resentment grew. Just days into the investigation, police got a major break. A man named William Big Will Penix came forward. His homeless friend, known as Greyhound, had confessed to the murder. Greyhound's real name, Noel Stevens. "I just murdered a woman," he had told Will. Detectives dug into Noel's phone records. What they found was shocking: 87 calls between him and George in the last month. When asked about their relationship, Noel smirked. "George is my friend, the firefighter." The pieces started falling into place. Noel finally cracked. George had paid him to kill Shauna. The initial plan: to stage a car accident. But George worried it might not look convincing. "You have to make it look like a burglary," George instructed. He even gave Noel a key to Shauna's house. That break-in 3 weeks prior. It wasn't random. It was a test run for murder. George's plan was almost perfect. He had an airtight alibi, working a 24-hour shift at the firehouse. But he made one fatal mistake: the garage door. George had told Noel to leave it open after the murderer signaled that the job was done. He had an airtight alibi, working a 24-hour shift at the firehouse, but he made one fatal mistake: the garage door. George had told Noel to leave it open after the murderer signaled that the job was done. But police found surveillance footage of George telling someone about the garage door days before Shauna's death. This was premeditation, clear evidence that George knew exactly what would happen. At trial, Noel Stevens testified in gruesome detail. The jury was horrified by how calculated George's plan had been. The evidence was overwhelming: surveillance footage, text messages, and the murder weapon, all traced back to George. The jury didn't take long. Verdict: guilty on all counts. Sentence: life in prison, no parole. Shauna's daughter, now grown, lives with her grandmother. She rarely speaks of her father, the man who had her mother killed. Friends say Shauna's light still shines in their hearts. She was a fighter, a mother, a woman who deserved more. But George saw her as a burden. Was it love, jealousy, or cold-blooded greed? Did George truly believe he could get away with murder? What do you think? Was George a desperate man pushed to fire, or a master manipulator? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more gripping true crime stories.